Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Mark Ashby from Grill Mark Co. and today we are going to be firing up our offset smoker, the Competition Pro by Char Griller, and we're going to be smoking a prime grade brisket and some baby back ribs by Cheshire Pork. Let's get started. The Competition Pro is a large offset smoker, but it has lots of features that are great. First of all, a lot of room within the chamber to put the meat. And today, again, we're doing that prime grade brisket, those beautiful baby back ribs. And we're also gonna set the damper at the top here of about a third of the way. And on the bottom firebox, we're gonna set it about a quarter of the way. We have some seasoned wood down below, and we're gonna throw that in once we get the fire started to give it a nice smoky flavor. The great thing about this wood is we're using the smoke as a seasoning today. Before we prep our meat today, I wanna go ahead and start getting this smoker ready. So we're gonna bring it up to temp. In the firebox here, I have some lump charcoal ready to go, and we're gonna light it on fire with our grill gun here. We've got the fire started going down below right here. So we're gonna close this up. On the side of the firebox, we have our bottom damper. We're gonna go ahead and set that. It's about 25% of the way open. And we've opened the top chimney about a third of the way, and you can see we already have the smoke rolling right through. When you're cooking with an offset smoker, you're gonna have to do one thing: be patient. We're gonna bring this smoker up to about 225 to 250 degrees, and then we're gonna level it out, and we're gonna see if we can keep it there all day. One of the things I also do when I'm using my offset smoker is I like to have a water pan down below, because that's gonna kind of help keep the temperature cool. As the fire is off the smoker itself, it sends that smoke and that heat through the chamber and out the chimney. Obviously right here, it's gonna be a little bit warmer than it is over here. So we have this to kind of keep the moisture within the chamber and to help evenly distribute the heat throughout the chamber. When I'm smoking anything, either on my offset or my Kamado style grill, I want a clean smoke. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these logs into the fire, and we're gonna get that smoke rolling and going. And the stars of the video today are this beautiful prime grade brisket, and behind it, these baby back ribs that have some great marbleization throughout. They're humanely treated and hormone free Heritage Farm baby back ribs. Let's season these things up, and then we're gonna throw them on the grill. For the brisket, I'm gonna be using a little bit of mixture of seasonings. First of all, I'm gonna use the Project Smoke Santa Fe coffee rub, which is gonna be perfect for this brisket. And then we're gonna top it off with a little bit of the Char Griller steak seasoning. Next, we have our baby back ribs from Heritage Farms. And I can tell you from personal experience, nothing is gonna make you a better neighbor than good, tender tasting ribs. And right here, we have the best. So we're gonna season them up, and then we're gonna throw everything on the grill. For this rub, we're gonna use a little bit of a mixture of rubs too. We're gonna go with the Meat Church Honey Hog, and then I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of the Honey Hog Hot from Meat Church as well. Everything is seasoned up, nice even coating throughout on both the ribs and the brisket. What this is gonna do is create a great bark on both of these, and it's gonna taste even better once we throw them on the smoker. Let that smoke, remember what we said is gonna be a seasoning to both of these as well. So let's throw them on the smoker, and then we gotta be patient and wait. We're gonna put the brisket with the fat cap down. What this is gonna do is kind of protect it from being burnt, and we're gonna put it on the far end of the smoker because it's gonna take a little bit longer to cook and it's gonna absorb more smoke that way. Next, we're gonna put these ribs right over the water pan. And now we wait. So we've been going for about 2.5 hours now, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the ribs off and we're gonna wrap them in some foil and put them back on the grill. Let's see how they look. We've got some nice bark forming on this. It's looking really good. So we're gonna take them off and we're gonna wrap them in some heavy duty foil, and then we're gonna put them right back on the grill. Now that we're done wrapping, we're gonna put them back on the smoker. The ribs have been wrapped for just about an hour now, and I also wanted to check on our second cook that we have going on today, which is the brisket, and we've hit the dreaded stall. You can see that we've been here at 139 and it's been sitting there quite steady for a while. But I want to check on the ribs. We're going to open up the foil, maybe sauce them, check them out, see how they look, and then throw them back on the smoker. Let's take a look. You can see that we still have a lot of smoke within the chamber. We're going to take a look at these ribs and maybe sauce them, unwrap them from the foil, and put them back in. Put the ribs down. Let's open them up and take a look. Oh yeah. We have a beautiful caramelization bark forming, and they've been steaming in their own juices for just over an hour in this heavy duty foil. So what we're going to do is we're going to sauce them, and then we're going to stick them right back on the grill. Now the sauce I'm using is a special blend that I've made, and I'll put the recipe in the comments below. It's a Carolina honey style barbecue sauce, but it's got that yellow base of mustard and it's got the sweetness of the honey. Just gonna lay these back on the grill right over the pot, close it, and let it sit for just about another hour until they come out to tender and perfection. The ribs have been cooking for just over 3.5, maybe 4 hours now, and we are going to pull them off of the smoker, let them rest for just a few minutes on the cutting board, and then we're gonna cut into them and check out how good they are. Those are looking beautiful. Let's put them on the cutting board, test them out. Now the rib rack is finished. It has a perfect glaze and bark on it. One of the things I've learned when I'm cutting ribs is that if we flip it over on the bottom, you can see that just kind of pulled away. You can see more clearly where to cut, and you can follow the bone line when you're cutting it. So we're just going to cut into it like so. These ribs were cooked perfectly. You can see that it has just a little bit of a smoke ring that's present. They probably could have smoked a little bit longer, but they are juicy and tender, and I can't wait to dive into these. We are only halfway done through our cook today. The ribs came out perfect. They were juicy. They were tender. They had a great bark on them. They tasted amazing, and I'm going to share them with my neighbors later. But we also have the brisket, and it's still in the stall at 139, 140. So we're going to keep waiting it out. We may wrap it, but I want to get that good bark on there, so I'm just going to wait it through, and we're going to check on it just a little bit later. Here we are about 9 hours into our cook, and we finally reached our internal temperature of about 200 degrees. Now, something I did not film was the stall happened at about 140, and it sat there for 2.5 hours. So I pulled the Texas crutch, I wrapped it in heavy duty aluminum foil, put it back on the smoker, and that brought the temperature back up. So we're gonna take it off the grill now, set it in our cooler, wrap it in towels, and then we're gonna let it sit for about an hour, and then we're gonna slice into it. Should be good. Ooh, we have lots of juices coming out of there. Our prime brisket has been resting for just about an hour now. I can't wait to slice into this thing. We're gonna pull it out, lay it on the pan, and let's slice in and see what we get. I already see a lot of juices coming out of it. Whoa. That is a beautiful piece of brisket. The stall happens about on every brisket, and I tried to push through it. I just couldn't because I really wanted to try this. You can see that when I did wrap it in, it still maintained that beautiful, beautiful bark. I cannot wait to slice into this thing. Now the grain on the brisket is going this way, so we're gonna slice it across this way. Now the bend test looks good. Pulls apart really easily, so it's super tender. This brisket came out perfect. Today has been a long day of smoking meat. We spent about 9 to 9.5 hours of smoking some baby back ribs and some prime brisket. You saw the results. My offset smoker held steady throughout the day. The only tedious part was I had to keep filling the firebox, but that's with any offset smoker. You got to maintain that fire properly. What can you cook on your offset smoker? Throw some pictures down in the comments below. Put some recipes that you would like to see in there, and we'll see you next time.